Hello photography fans, and welcome to another episode about classic cameras and classic photo gear. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'm presenting here is this beautiful classic DeJur camera, model D1. Now this camera is a rebadged camera that was made for DeJur Amsco company in about 1955. The camera was made by Neidig kamerawerk in Germany, and as the bottom of it says, made in Western Germany, that's where it was made. I was browsing eBay for some interesting TLRs because you can never have too many TLR cameras, and I came across this little guy. And I figured, DeJur, that's an interesting French name. I don't think these guys were French, the owners of DeJur company. So I bought it. It was $15 plus $8 shipping, which wasn't that bad. On top of that, I also got a TLR that I was looking for. That's another video, and that TLR is very special. So we'll be making a whole segment just on that beauty. Today, let's focus on this beautiful DeJur Amsco D1 35mm camera. Ladies and gentlemen, here you have this beautiful DeJur D1 camera. Now, this camera was not produced by DeJur company, but it is rather rebadged camera made by Neidig kamerawerk in Western Germany. DeJur was an American company based in Shelton, Connecticut, and it was founded by Ralph and Harry DeJur. I guess they might have been French, maybe not. Maybe I'm pronouncing this completely wrong. Nevertheless, they were importing these cameras in the 50s from a German manufacturer. Now this camera is very similar to Perlux camera made by the same company. Let's go over some details. Now this beauty features 45mm 2.8 lens. Lenses are interchangeable on these cameras, and those are the same lenses as used on Brown Super Pixel cameras that we've discussed a few years back. Simply the lens comes out by removing the front of the shutter assembly, as so. Now the shutter on this is a central shutter. It's probably a Pronto shutter, but it's unnamed in this particular case. The speeds range from 1/25th of a second all the way to 200th of a second, and there's also a B mode. Now in my case, when I got this camera, the shutter would not fire. There's a release right on top of the camera, it would just not go. So I figured, I paid $15 for this camera, let's take it apart, let's see what kind of magic hides inside. So I took 4 screws out from underneath the leatherette, and this piece here that you see missing, it was missing originally. The whole assembly comes out, and then there's a coupling that attaches to the trigger here, and that got detached. Whether it be in shipping, whether it be a while back, I'm not sure. But I put it back together, and it's working perfectly. Now, as far as the times go, I feel that they're pretty close. They may not be 100% accurate, however. On top of the camera, you'll have a lever that winds the film and cocks the shutter. Now, this is a dual wind lever, I guess it's called dual. You have to advance the film and cock the shutter in 2 motions. It just doesn't do it in one. And then the trigger is free to fire. You have your cold shoe and shutter or frame count, and then you have your rewind knob for the film to be rewinded. In the back, simply a viewfinder window, and there's a little button here to release the shutter mechanism for you to rewind the film. Now, since the lenses are interchangeable, there was a mask. I'm not sure where that mask would go into the viewfinder, but apparently there was a mask offered for longer telephoto lenses. On the side of the camera, you have your latch, rhymes. So basically you push this up. Oh, push it up, yeah. Come on, push it up. And the hatch will swing open. Now these thrifty Germans, they put this little tab, a round tab. Looks like a button, but it's just a tab. And you can put your fingers and then it helps you open up the hatch, which is nothing special. Pressure plate, film gate, fresh film goes here, winds across the gate into this. Very simple. In order to close it, you simply swing the gate back, or swing the hatch back, and push down on these rivets or buttons. On the bottom of the camera plate, you have your the 1/4 20 button, a rather socket for your tripod, and you have your Made in Western Germany stenciled on a leatherette, which is very nice touch. I really like these. This adds to the historical value of these cameras. On the bottom of the shutter, you also have your self-timer. Now, if you know anything about these old cameras, the self-timer is usually not working on these, and in this particular case, it doesn't work either. So I will not be even trying to engage it. But what I want to show you, or let you hear, is the beautiful sound of the shutter at 1/25th of a second. Now, in order to amplify the sound, I want to take the lens out so you can hear and see the shutter. So we wind the film, cut the shutter. Oh, but that was pretty fast. That was actually 1/100th. So let me move it to 1/25th. Cuck, cuck, and then brace yourself. Oh, that's just sweet mechanical sound. Now, on the side of the lens or the shutter assembly, you also have your PC sync, and that appears to be X sync. I don't think it's an M. Probably, yeah, it's an X. So that'll be it about this camera. At this point, I do not have any 35mm film in my possession, so I will not be running any film through it. But I will be getting some soon, hopefully, and I will run the film and see what kind of images I can expect. Now, if the lenses are anything like Brown Super Foxette, the images will be okay. I can't imagine this will be on par with the German Zeiss lenses or any other decent lenses, but I'm sure it will produce good results. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this overview of DeJur Model D1 camera. It's not a significant historical camera, but it's classic nevertheless. And on this channel, we talk about classic cameras. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you'll stay tuned for more videos coming, and I hope you'll subscribe if you want to subscribe. You see, I'm very festively dressed today. It's Christmas Eve, and we're going out to a party and a family. So until next time, keep shooting film and keep the film alive.